Hello, this is the Tubbutec Drummertime. What is the Tubbutec Drummertime? The Drummertime is a 16-step drum sequencer with 8 outputs. Each pattern can be 16 steps, and you can have 16 patterns loaded in memory and chain them together in fun ways that we'll show you in a bit. You can play patterns forwards and backwards, ping pong, and randomize them. You can do this sort of tap thing like on the 909 where you actually tap in the rhythms. But of course, the beauty of this thing is the fact that it actually has an XOX style grid that's actually completely in a line, like on a 909, something that really only can be done in 1U, which is why it's so cool that this is a 1U module. It's like the most appropriate use of 1U that I think I have seen to date. It has got MIDI output, and in fact that's actually what I'm using right at this thing. You see I'm playing the Exponent Sleepers disting, and it can be MIDI clocked, it can be analog clocked, it has its own internal clock as well that you can run. You also have accents. You can also actually use it as a MIDI to trigger interface, so you can send MIDI in and get the triggers out of here if you wish. You can link them together. It also links to the Tubbutec sequencer that I'll show in a second. It has kind of probability mode that you can put on to make steps sort of probabilistically fire or not. It has swing, did I mention that? And flam as well. You can copy and paste patterns between each other. And I mean, basically, it does load. It's actually quite a deep unit. And blessedly, there is a manual included that will show you how to use it. And there's also an extra special note. There's an extra clocking guide that shows you the somewhat clandestine combos you have to do. Those things are not labeled on the panel, so you've got to have the instructions to use them. You can actually also link multiple drummer times. So you could have 64 steps on this thing if you wished. And finally, the thing to say is there are effectively 4 drummer times, because there are 2 different types of drummer time. One is 60 HP with a separate included 4 HP expander. That's what I have here. And then I also have the other one, which I'll show on screen. Now this is a 74 HP drummer time that has the sort of expander built into it if you have the room for it. But I said there were 4 versions, and that's because there were also 2 different types of buttons, because the Drummertime uses these gorgeous mechanical keyboard buttons for its action. Now these are made by Gatoron, and they are not user changeable. You'd have to solder them to swap them out. What I have in this one are blues, and blues have got a nice little sort of clicky action. And then I also have the other one, and this has bananas. And bananas are also a little bit clicky, that is to say tactile. And what all mechanical keyboard people like to do is this. And I think the way I would sum up the differences are the blues are a little easier to press. Bananas are a little bit more resistive, but both of them do have a kind of bump to them. All of these have a kind of biting point. When you push them past a certain point, they activate. Bananas feel a little softer. Clicky blues just feel like there's a little like tick. As you get past it, they kind of click. I like them both in different ways. I don't even know if that was that useful, but I wanted to try and put some kind of differentiator in them to help you make a decision. So let's move to the big one, and I'll show you basic programming. I say, here's a groove box. This has got the 74 HP edition. Now, of course, we've got to wire the little sockets that are built into the 74 HP version to the various triggers. Or do we? First, let's just get it to run. This is the clocking guide. Feel free to freeze frame if you need. But to run it from its own clock generator, we go to the config menu, and there's a func button on the Drummertime, which is a function button. You go function and conf until it starts blinking. You then go func and back. This is the clock source page. These are the various clock sources. We want HT. We then press func and tap. And this is the clock source page. And if we push last step, the clock will now run. Now we can change the tempo with these buttons, and we can tap tempo and then push func and conf to exit. We can see that the Drummertime is now running by itself. You can also see why you need this document to help you do that. But once it's done, you're good to go. And I should just say that if you intend to externally clock this, that's how it comes. So you just send it a PAMS to the clock and it will just run immediately without you needing to do any of that. And now for this to make sound though, we're going to have to patch this to the modules, right? Right? Surely? Surely? Ah. Oh, for good measure. Come on, mate. Come on. It's free. It's right there. Let's have some of that. What's going on, mate? How is that possible? That's possible because the 6mod 6 is a module that is a collaboration with Tubbutec and LPZW, and there is a special wire designed to interface with this module particularly so that it connects the voices without me needing to trigger them. So that's going to be the first thing I show you. So let's build a pan from scratch. Much spaghetti later. So let's build this up. The system runs by itself, and as I look at the machine, I can see a few lights are lit. It's important to note that this light is lit blue, and this says pat. This means I'm in pattern mode, not song mode, which I'll show you in a sec. And then this is the rate. I'm going forwards, not backwards. And currently, I'm looking at the bass drum, and that's because the blue light is lit on bass drum. And so if I hold function and push SN, this lights up, and now I'm seeing the snare drum. Let's go back to bass drum, and we'll just light these up. Now, I accidentally pushed the second one, and this shows us that if a light is lit up twice, it goes purple. It might be a bit hard to see in the camera, but you've got to trust me, this looks purple to me. And I can then see that there is both blue and red on the same step. This is how I can see that I'm in forward mode, and also that I have a double press on here. A purple is a blue and a red together, obviously. So that's a bass drum. Let's go snare drum. And then close hi-hat, and we can do this. It's very, very easy. And then we can go to the low tom. What have I got here? I've got these weird noise plethora things. Let's go to high tom. High tom. What just happened there? Why were they not triggering all the time? So, we just looked at the kind of normal XOX style thing you do. You hold, function, you choose the thing. If it's blue in any of these quadrants, octants, then we're seeing that on the screen. But if I go to function and mute, we get to the mute page. And this lets me mute any of the elements on and off, including the accents. So that's what I'm seeing in this half. I'm seeing what is actually able to be muted on and off and whether it is or not. So you can do live mutes that way. But in this other half, we're seeing probability. We're seeing whether probability is enabled for the according thing. And so if I turn all these lights on, then there is a probability that you might get a trigger in the first 5 because they're 2 halves, right? And the first 5 are accent, B, D, S, N, L, T, H, T. And so that's what I'm seeing. Accent, B, D, S, N, L, T, H, T. You know what I mean. And so if I don't have anything lit in this half, then there's no probability on. And if I have them all lit, then they're all probably going to happen or not. The probability will determine whether they will happen or not. And then if I just push function once, I back out of that mute menu. That's where we were, by the way. Function mute. I know that because I can see that it's lit blue. And if I press function again, I can see that pat is lit blue. Let's go to OH. That's cool as nuts. If nuts are cool, they are if you're a squirrel. And that's my little groove box voice. And I'm just sacrificing OH, aren't I? Because it's purple. You can't maybe see it that well on the screen, but it's purple to me, I can tell. So I know that I both have a hit on OH and I've got it selected because it's in this 8, this half. Anything that's blue, there'll only ever be one thing that's blue or purple in this first 8, and that's going to be the thing I've selected. So I go back to kick drum. Yeah. Back to mutes. And so in this way we can use mutes to jam out, bring elements in. Remember, we can turn on probability as well. And then we can push funk, return, and program things. This is my symbol, it's the 909 symbol. Accent's really nice here because it's happened talking behind the scenes to the 6 Mod 6. It's using the accents. If I wish to use the accent in an analog way, I could mult that out to voices that receive accents and so get the accents that I program this way. Or in the purely analog realm, you could use accent as another sort of lane. Maybe I could use accent to trigger my synth voice, or I could have 2 synth voices, one that was triggered by accent and the other that was triggered by, what was it? Was it open hi-hat? Bass. Let's look at clearing, because there's an interesting thing that we can do with clear, which is that if we hold function and clear, it clears what the playhead is doing. So we could have a busy pattern here. And a busy pattern here. And use clear to sort of dab erase things. It's a nice way of doing things. I can obviously still just hold clear and come over here and clear these. So now I've stripped things back to a simple pattern. Let's look at tap. Tap is the way that you can sort of manually tap on the first 8 buttons to record that sound at that moment. And if I hold funk and tap, then it winks at me to say, hey, you're in tap mode. And so in this way, we can do the sort of Jeff Mills thing, tapping stuff in. And if we push function and pat, tap stops winking, so we're not in tap mode anymore. We could do the thing of selecting an element and doing some clearing. And so there's another thing, which is L step, last step. This lets us truncate the length of the entire Drummertime thing from 16 steps to less. It's global rather than per track, but it can still allow us to do sort of interesting polymetric things. And by the way, if you chain multiple Drummertimes together, then they can each go at different lengths. But it's still just a nice thing to have. Do you see what I did there? I had funk and last step, and I choose the last step. And I push function to leave. Of course, then if I have this be like an 8-step melody, or 16, eight. Oh, I quite like that. So you get a nice thing where your sequence is not, what was it? 6 steps. I can count, but this is 8, but this is 16 because it's doubled. It's fun. Function, last step, and then you push this, the last step, to make it 16 again. Ah, yeah. Now, this brings up another thing that we can do, which is both flam and the directions. And it's also a kind of interface thing that we need to be aware of, which is that there's a kind of function short press and there's a function long press. So if I do function long press, then we'll get flam, which is the thing at the top. And if I just do a quick function tap, then I get last step, which is at the bottom. And similarly, it's the same with direction. So let's look at that now, shall we? So if we hit start, and then what I'll do is I'll change the directions. We'll go out of here. So if I do function tap and let go, now it goes backwards. Function tap, forwards. Function tap, backwards. But if I do function hold, we get ping pong, which is the one above it. So you hold it down for a little bit longer to get the thing above it. You do a little whoop tap to get the thing below it. Random. Fun. So let's have a look at the song mode. So, I mean, song, it's, songs on my drum machine. But yeah. It means chaining patterns is what song really means. And so what I've got here is I've got 16 different patterns saved into this machine because you can have 16 patterns. And this 16th pattern I've got as a blank pattern. And then all the other patterns have data on them. And so what I did is I just pushed them to hear them. By the way, we're in song mode, do we see? Because the little blue light is next to song. If I hold funk and hit pattern, now I'm inside that pattern that was in the drum machine, and I could select the BD. And if I like that, then I can go funk and save. And then this little light lights up. And now that pattern, which is in this location, is saved. And I like those two things in combination. So what I'll do is I'll just push them together. So what I was doing is I held one and I tapped the next one. And you can go so if you hold one and then tap the others in order, what it will do is it will create a chain. And by the way, you can also tap the same button multiple times to repeat that pattern in the chain. And so what we're doing in this way is we're just creating sort of chains of patterns. In effect, it allows you to go beyond just the sort of basic pattern length because you can just combine patterns together. But it's kind of real time. It's what's happening right now. I don't sort of save chains and reload them, and if you just push the button, then it will kind of overwrite that chain. So it's, in a way, it's really just a sort of performance thing designed to give you cool ways to kind of jam with a bunch of patterns that you may have. And build more complex patterns from it. And I really recommend having like a blank pattern and just a straight 4/4 as part of your kind of, repertoire in your saved patterns. And this is based on the way that I watched this guy Mike Inc. work with a 909, which was really instructive. Mike was not programming any of the patterns on the fly. He just had loads of really well chosen saved patterns. And his set became about ways to sort of bang through them. There's one other thing that we can do, which is copy and paste, and I'll just show you how that works. So if I've got this pattern here, I hold Shift and copy, and then I touch the one I want to copy, and then I go Shift and paste, and I touch where I want it to go. And that's it. Pushed funk there, by the way, to clear that. So now this is the same. I'll show you that one more time. So I go into Shift and copy mode. So I'm ready to touch something to copy. I touch it to copy. I go Shift and paste to paste mode, and I paste it. I push funk, and that clears it, and then I can move to that. And then what I could do is I could go to pattern mode, and then I could select the bass drum. Actually, it's already selected. Select the snare drum. Yeah, I like it. And then if I hold funk and save, then I've saved that. I hold funk and push song and back into the song mode. You see?